Good evening, this is DCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ninh Kim Khong Sai. First, the headlines. Kuki village volunteers ready to lay down arms if 4-point demands met. After governor's appeal, nearly 300 looted arms, large amount of ammunition returned in a week. Structures along Gipi demolished by central forces, raises serious concern. News in detail. The Village Volunteers Coordinating Committee urgently appealed to the government of India to take immediate steps to restore peace and security for the Kuki community. In their press statement, the Village Volunteers Coordinating Committee stated that since the outbreak of violence on May 3, 2023, our people have faced relentless attacks from state-sponsored Meitei militia groups, including Arambai Tingle and VBIGs. The continued atrocities and lack of government protections have forced us to take arms in self-defense. While acknowledging the appeal of the Honorable Governor of Manipur to surrender all illegal arms, the Kuki village volunteers laid down few points to enable them to surrender arms if the interests of lasting peace and security for the people. The committee firmly believes that these goals can only be achieved if the following demands are met. First, separate administrations for Kuki areas. The call for the establishment of a union territory with legislative powers to ensure the safety, rights, and governance of the Kuki people. The stark divide between the hill districts and the valley communities has made peaceful coexistence unattainable. Withdrawal of Manipur State Police from Kuki areas. Their presence in the Kuki-dominated regions has resulted in the harassment, intimidations, and further violence, and demand their immediate withdrawal, allowing local security forces in coordination with central authorities to maintain peace. Complete surrender of looted arms by Meitei militias. Lasting peace is impossible as long as armed groups like Arambai Tingle and VBIGs continue to possess weapons looted from state armories. The committee demands their immediate and complete surrender. Legal protections for village volunteers. The Kuki volunteers have acted solely in self-defense to protect their communities, and as such urge the government to ensure that no punitive actions are taken against them and that they are not targeted by law enforcement agencies. The Kuki people have always sought peace and remain committed to a peaceful resolution. We are not a threat to national security, states the statement. Our demands aim at ensuring justice, safety, and long-term stability in the region. We urge the government of India to take swift and decisive action. The laying down of arms by village volunteers is a matter that requires no third-party involvement. We are ready to engage in direct discussions to implement these measures and work toward lasting peace, added the press statement. In response to Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bala's appeal, around 300 looted weapons, including many sophisticated arms and a large catch of varied ammunition, have been returned to various security forces during the past weeks, officials said on Thursday. A senior police official says that more such looted arms and ammunition are likely to be returned to the authorities in the coming days. The returned 300 looted arms include AK series rifles, carbines, self-loading rifles SLR, single-barrel rifles, and mortars. In a positive step, radical Meitei outfit Arambai Tingle is likely to return over 200 arms and thousands of pieces of ammunition to the Manipur police on Thursday or Friday, the official, who refused to be identified, said. According to various reports, during the ethnic riots between Meitei and Kuki communities since May 3, 2023, more than 6,000 different types of sophisticated arms and lakhs of pieces of different types of ammunition were looted from the police stations and outposts by the mobs and militants. The security forces so far have recovered a substantial number of the looted arms after the governor's appeal made on February 20 to return the looted arms and ammunition. Almost every day during the past week, individuals and groups have been returning looted arms to Manipur police, army, Assam rifles, and other security forces in various districts, including Kangpokpi, Churachandpur, Imphal East, Imphal West, Kakching, Thoubal, and Bishnupur. Manipur Director General of Police Rajiv Singh earlier says that arms and ammunition kept by sections of people must be returned to the authorities, and dialogue between the warring communities will facilitate the restoration of peace and normalcy in the state. He has said that the reduction of weaponizations of the society would greatly help normalize the situations and restore peace. He said that arms and ammunition which are still there in the societies should return to the security forces from where they were taken away or looted. Manipur police and other central forces are working round the clock to recover the arms and ammunition that were looted from the police and other security forces after the ethnic violence started in the state in May last year, Singh had told the media. During the search and combing operations in various districts, the Army, Assam Rifles, Manipur Police, and other forces during the past week have dismantled over half a dozen illegal bunkers set up by the armed groups and village volunteers of different communities. The security forces also destroyed illegal poppy plantations in vast areas in various hill districts. They also arrested more than 50 gadgets of various militant outfits and armed groups including the Kangleipak Communist Party KCP, the Kangleipak Communist Party People's Work Group KCP PWG, and Kanglei Yawal Kanalop KYKL outfits. The Committee on Tribal Unity reported that at around 3 a.m. on February 27, 2025, Central Security Forces and Kangpokpi Police demolished building structures at Gipi under the pretext of road expansions along National Highway 2. This incident allegedly created chaos and fear among the public, particularly women who had been manning the area since the start of the conflict. The committee expressed apprehensions over security measures taken during the president's rule, which they believe is an attempt to forcibly normalize the situations. They argued that this approach is unattainable and precarious for promoting peace in the region. According to the committee, the Meitei community has been carrying out a mass genocide campaign for nearly 2 years, but Kangpokpi, Churachandpur, Tingnopal, and Ziripom have remained peaceful unless provoked by Valley-based insurgent groups or radical Meitei militias. The Kuki community has added to democratic means of agitations and protests to express resentment over biased administration. The committee urged the governor to refrain from using the same security approach in the Southern Hills area, which they believe is based on an ethnocentric narrative that wrongly accuses the Kuki of blocking National Highway 2 and 37. The Meitei armed youth group Arambai Tingle surrendered a large number of weapons on Thursday following an appeal by the state's governor. The surrender took place at the 1st Manipur Rifles MR ground, where the group arrived in large numbers, accompanied by women supporters. Security was heightened in the region, with a large deployment of police and paramilitary forces ensuring law and order during the event. Meanwhile, the exact number of weapons handed over is yet to be ascertained. Manipur Chief Secretary Prakash Kumar Singh strongly urged individuals in possession of unauthorized firearms to surrender them, warning them of strict actions against non-compliance. He asserted that the deadline was sufficient and dismissed concerns that a week was too short a time for compliance. The return of looted weapons is the first and foremost step towards restoring peace in the state, Singh stated during a distribution event in Imphal East last Wednesday. He also cautioned that the authorities would begin operations to seize weapons if they were not voluntarily returned within the given time frame. The surrender by Arambai Tingle marks a crucial step in the state's effort to curb violence and bring stability. The government is expected to continue its crackdown on illegal arms to ensure lasting peace in Manipur. Manipur police apprehended an active member of the band outfit KYKL and a suspect linked to a recent murder case alongside the recovery of arms and ammunition from Imphal East District. Acting on intelligence, Impul Security Forces arrested Samjit Sabam Ramanandan Singh, 23, an active cadet of the proscribed Kangle Yawul Canal Loop from Imphal International Airport under Singsamay Police Stations in Imphal West District on Tuesday, February 26. In a separate operation, the police apprehended Pot Sangbam Sana Hanmeiti, 44, from Poiroi, Imphal East, in connections with the murder of Laisram Malim Ngamba, 19, who took place on February 10, 2025. The arrest marked a significant breakthrough in the case. Meanwhile, security personnel conducted SARS operations in Kiyamgay Muslim Awang Lekai Imphal East District, leading to the seizures of a single-barrel gun, 10.303 rifle cartridges, 3 tear gas cells, and 11.32 bore rounds near the eastern end of Kiyamgay Bridge on February 24. Manipur police arrested an active cadet of the proscribed Pre-Pak Pro outfit identified as Sapam James Bond, 25, also known as Ganba, from Singsamay Makha Kakwa Ascent Lekai near MS Kent Automobile Works under Singsamay Police Stations in Imphal West District. The accused was allegedly involved in extortion activities, including issuing monetary demands and collecting funds from civilians, government officials, local pradhans, businessmen, and shop owners. During the arrest, law enforcement officers recovered the following items from his possessions: 2 mobile handsets, cash amounting to Rs 800, 1 four-wheeler car. Authorities are continuing their investigations to uncover further links and potential associates involved in the extortion network. A tragic road accident in Guwahati's Lalmati area claimed the life of a senior police officer after a speeding swift car ran over his scooter. The deceased has been identified as Birichi Kumar Das, officer in charge of Golgrapur police stations in Nalbari. According to reports, Das was on a month-long leave at the time of the accident. Eyewitnesses and sources revealed that the swift car AS01AY9101 was moving at high speed when the driver lost control. The vehicle first crashed into a road divider before colliding with the scooter with tremendous impact. The force of the crash left the scooter completely mangled, and Das succumbed to his injuries on the spot. Following the accident, the driver of the car fled the scene, abandoning the wrecked vehicle. Initial reports indicate that the tragic incident occurred while the deceased officer was attempting to cross the national highway. The accident has reignited concerns among local residents who claim that this particular stretch of road is notoriously accident-prone, especially at night, due to poor visibility and reckless driving. Mizoram has the highest HIV prevalence rate in India, standing at 2.73%, significantly surpassing the national average of 0.2%. On Monday, Health Minister Larwinpoy expressed deep concern over these alarming situations and urged legislators to take more decisive actions against the epidemic. Speaking at a meeting of the Mizoram Legislative Forum on AIDS, a high-level committee of lawmakers addressing HIV/AIDS, the minister emphasized the need for immediate and effective interventions to curb the rising infections rates. HIV is a virus that attacks the body's immune system, specifically targeting CD4 cells, T cells, which help fight infections. If left untreated, HIV can weaken the immune system, making the body more vulnerable to infections and diseases. Over time, HIV can progress to AIDS, the most severe stage of the infections. The Defense and Development Organization successfully conducted a test of the Naval Anti-Ship Missile Short Range NASMSR from the Integrated Test Range ITR in Chandipur. The missile showcases advancement in loop feature and achieved a direct hit on a small ship target in a sea skimming mode at its maximum range. In an official statement shared on social media platform X, DRDO revealed that the missile was launched in bearing-only lock-on after-launch mode with multiple targets present in close proximity. Initially, the system locked onto a larger target within a designated search zone, but during the terminal phase, the pilot manually selected a smaller, hidden target, ensuring a precision strike. The NASMSR incorporates cutting-edge indigenous technologies, including a fiber optic gyroscope-based inertial navigation system (INS) and a radio altimeter for mid-course guidance. It is further equipped with an integrated avionics module, electromechanical actuators for aerodynamic and jet vane control, thermal batteries, and a PCB warhead. The missile is solely propelled, featuring an inline ejectable booster and a long-burn sustainer for enhanced operational efficiency. Developed by multiple DRDO laboratories, including the Research Center in Marwat, RCI, Defense Research and Development Laboratory, DRDL, High Energy Materials Research Laboratory, HEMRL, and Terminal Ballistics Research Laboratory, TBRL. The NASMSR is being produced in collaborations with development productions partners, MSMEs, startups, and other productions partners. A woman in Bihar's Samastipur district has been arrested for allegedly killing all three of her children after a fight with her husband, the police said on Monday. Sima Devi, 36, first beat the children and then threw them into a well following an argument with her husband, Chanda Mahatha. A search operation was launched and the bodies were later recovered from a well close to their house, the police said. She later confessed to the crime during the questioning. The victims have been identified as Darwin, 6 years, Tanya, 4, and Tanix, 2. The death toll from a Sudanese military plane crash in the city of Omdurman on the outskirts of the capital, Khartoum, has increased to at least 46 people, officials said. The Antonov aircraft crashed late on Tuesday during takeoff from the Wadi Seitna military airport in northern Omdurman, part of Greater Khartoum. 17 military personnel, including high-ranking officers, and 29 civilians are among the victims, according to the country's Ministry of Information. The Khartoum media office on Wednesday said the crash also injured 10 others. Major General Bar Ahmed, a senior commander in Khartoum, was reportedly among the dead. The Sudanese military, which has been at work with the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) since April 2023, released a statement of confirming that military personnel and civilians had been killed and reporting that firefighting teams had managed to contain the blast at the crash site. The statement did not provide details on what had caused the crash, but military sources told the Reuters news agency that it was most likely due to technical reasons. Residents in northern Omdurman reported a lot of explosions from the crash, which damaged several homes and caused power outages in surrounding neighborhoods. The plane crashing shortly after takeoff shows that the RSF is not behind the attack because the RSF is not present in the area where the plane crashed, Al Jazeera's Hiba Morgan said, reporting from Khartoum. The war in Sudan, which has killed tens of thousands, erupted after a rift emerged between Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and RSF Commander Mohammed Hamadan Daglo over the future structures of the government. The army is currently making significant advances in central Sudan and Khartoum in its multi-front offensives against the RSF. The plane crash came a day after the RSF claimed responsibility for downing a Russian-made Illusion plane in Nyala, the capital of South Darfur. The World Food Programme, The largest provider of food aid in Sudan said on Wednesday that it was also first to post food distributions in Sudan's famine-plagued Jamzan camp in North Darfur. The camp has been the target of repeated attacks by the RSF. Without immediate assistance, thousands of desperate families in Jamzan could starve in the coming weeks, said Laurent Bukera, WFP's regional director for Eastern Africa and acting country director for Sudan. We must resume the delivery of life-saving aid in and around Jamzan safety, quickly and at scale. For that, the fighting must stop and humanitarian organizations must be granted security guarantees, Bukera said. On Monday, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres warned of further escalations after the RSF and its allies declared they would form a parallel government in areas under their control. The UN says the conflict has uprooted more than 12 million people, causing the world's largest hunger and displacement crisis. At least 18 people have died and another 31 were injured after a charter bus overturned in eastern Thailand, officials said. The accident occurred on Wednesday morning in Prachinburi province during an overnight journey from northern Thailand to the coastal Rayong province for a municipal study tour. The Department of Land Transport said it would coordinate with police in investigating the latest road accident and would intensify inspections of all public transport vehicles to ensure they meet safety standards. Road safety is a major problem in Thailand, which, according to WHO, ranked 9th out of 175 member countries for road traffic deaths. The issue was highlighted in October last year, after 23 young students and teachers died in a horrific bus fire while on a school field trip. Negligent maintenance and inspections were suspected of contributing to the tragedy. In December 2023, a bus crashed in the western province of Prachuap Khiri Khan, killed 14 people and injured more than 30 others. The vehicle was carrying 49 people when it ran off the road and hit a tree. Police investigated the possibility that its driver had fallen asleep. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.